Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me here on the WITN First Alert Desk. I'm Gigi Barnett. Hope you're all having a wonderful morning so far, a nice Tuesday morning. Things are looking pretty cloudy out there, but Jim will dive into the rest of your forecast today. Pretty much no one is dealing with any kind of rain today. If there is rain, it's just a little sliver of a chance. So for the most part, we're just in for a cloudy day, but good news, the sun is going to be coming out for the rest of the week, which I'm sure a lot of you are excited to see, especially after the weekend that we had. Lots of wet weather and windy weather out there. Also does sound like the wind's gonna, hold strong for today and tomorrow, but things should start to calm down as the week goes on. Jim will have the rest of your forecast in just a few moments, but before we dive into all of that, we do have a story from yesterday. Governor Josh Stein held a news conference in Raleigh yesterday concerning a medical debt milestone that they've been able to surpass. Governor Josh Stein said that more than $6.5 billion in debt has been relieved for over 2.5 million North Carolinians as part of the state's medical debt mitigation program. So he did speak about all of that, and then we also spoke to some Greenville residents who would be benefiting from this. So we're going to take a listen to what Governor Stein had to say.
Standing in line at a pharmacy like this can be stressful for those who can't afford medication. But a sign of hope today, as Governor Josh Stein says more than $6.5 billion in debt has been relieved for over 2.5 million North Carolinians as part of the state's medical debt mitigation program. One senior citizen in Greenville says that's great because she knows seniors who don't seek care out of fear of getting new debt.
So they'd rather take a loss and just go home and just sitting and let their back heal or whatever, however they're going to do it. And it's kind of sad, I find, that unfortunately this stuff happened.
But even with a step in the right direction, the state is seeing uncertainty with Medicaid. According to KFF, President Trump's big beautiful bill would make a 15% cut to Medicaid spending. The Secretary of NCDHHS says the cuts won't show immediate impact to the debt relief program, though. Stein says one of his concerns going forward is the cost of insurance going up. He's calling on Washington to make sure it doesn't spike for people in our state.
In Washington, D.C., our leaders from both parties need to come together to extend the ACA subsidies and stop people's health insurance premiums from skyrocketing.
However, Congressman Greg Murphy says he doesn't believe Stein has all of the facts straight.
I don't think the governor understands what the ACA subsidies are about. These were temporary COVID-related measures that were to help people during COVID. They're due to expire at the end of the year. I think if he understood these, he'd be a little bit more careful in that.
So seems like a huge milestone in especially North Carolina's efforts to tackle medical debt, as it racks up really
I've
fast.
never heard of something like this before, a big break in past medical debt. And yeah, after just coming off a story we had about a break in electric bills in many areas, here's another nice money-saving story.
Yeah.
I've got a few medical bills kind of built up over the last several years. I don't know if I'm going to qualify, see where that cutoff is, but that's just wonderful news.
Yeah.
For folks on tight budgets, medical bills can really devastate you financially.
Absolutely.
And when you have something that comes up unexpected, something significant, you can find yourself in a world of trouble in a hurry. So this is wonderful news for a lot of folks, no doubt.
Absolutely, for sure. All right, well, let's turn over to weather now, talk
Sure.
about the news there.
Okay.
Overall, pretty good, I would say.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, depending on what you constitute is pretty good. I like the cooler air.
Yeah.
I like the 60s where we're going to be today. Clouds, yeah, but no rain out of the clouds. So it has that real autumn-esque kind of feel. Wind still blowing out of the north, cloudy skies, leaves blowing all over the place. Reminds me I got a lot of work to do in my yard.
I know.
Leaves
I was
everywhere.
walking around my apartment complex and you could see all the leaves just all over the place.
It's amazing how quickly things kind of change out and switch seasons over. But let's get into the details. I'm going to start you off with a look through the Pirate Cam. We'll get you set for Thursday night's game. So right now, there's your cloud deck hanging over Pitt County. Air temp upper 50s, cool, breezy, winds at 10 out of the north, gusting 20 again today. The Tulsa ECU game Thursday night. Kickoff is at 7:30. Look at those numbers. That's football weather, at least from my perspective. Mid-60s tailgating, so you'll need long sleeves, a sweater, a light jacket for the tailgating. Get the grill going and enjoy. North wind 10 to 15. By the time the game is starting, we're solidly in the mid-50s and creeping towards 50 degrees by the time the game wraps up. Winds will be getting lighter as we get into past sunset there. But those are some cool to chilly numbers, so you'll plan accordingly for the game. Nice clear skies. Absolutely zero threat of rain or any precip for the game. There's the first alert calendar. I want to take you out over the next few weeks here. The Oslo County Fair kicking off today at 4 p.m. That'll run right into the weekend. My friends in Grifton, big day Saturday, John Lawson Legacy Days. That'll be from 9 a.m. through 5 p.m. on Saturday. Head out, say hi to the great folks down there, the hard work they do for that event. And then Sunday, grab your dog and head to Wildwood Park in Greenville. This is a change in venue. The Canine Crawl put on by the Humane Society of Eastern North Carolina for as long as I can remember has been down on the waterfront, the park on the waterfront, Greenville. Why is the name escaping me? Town Common.
Town Common,
Greenville
yes.
Town Common forever. Not this year. This will be Wildwood Park. Sorry to throw that at you, Gigi.
No, it's okay.
That'll be noon to 3 on Sunday, the Canine Crawl. This is a wonderful event, and it's an amazing sight to see all the dogs from tiny little dogs the size of a box of cereal, it seems like, all the way up to the big greyhounds or the bigger some of those really big breeds that are escaping me as well. But it's an amazing sight.
That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, I've hosted the event many times in the past.
Fun.
Yeah, they do a great job with it. So head out there, bring your doggy out, and have a good time. Also want to mention the Halloween costume contest. Let's come back up on us for a sec. That'll be Halloween Day, the costume contest. We're doing it the same way we've done the last couple of years. You send in pictures of yourself in costume, and our judges will go through all the pictures and choose the winners. And I believe we'll, like the past, have the winners on the morning show that Friday. And of course, we'll be in costume as well. Many of the other staff here at ITM will be in costume that morning. It's a fun show. This is one of our trademark shows that goes back decades. I remember when I got here in 2001, I was a vampire, and I remember thinking, what's going on? I came here to do the weather. I'm dressed up as a vampire in the parking lot at the studio, so yeah, it is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I didn't realize what went into it until last year when I anchored the show. I was just the regular news anchor.
Yes.
Everyone else around me was in costume, but what a fun morning.
It's an amazing show, yeah. Unfortunately, we're not quite back to bringing the guests to the studio like we have in the past. We've had shows in the past where we've had over 100 people in costume outside the studio at sunrise in all the costumes. It's an amazing sight. So take your pictures, get your costumes on, put the work in. This is a tough one to win. You got to really have an amazing costume. But we'll be looking at those pictures and picking the winners out.
Awesome.
And then the big show will be on the 31st.
Good stuff.
Let's go back over to the weather computer. I'll get into the forecast details. Not sure how much time we got left here.
You got a minute.
All right,
Make it quick,
60
Jim.
at Newburgh, Morehead City 60 degrees, winds at 15. Washington 5-8, cloudy. We'll take you to the satellite radar. Clouds. I've got a light raindrop or two moving quickly from north to east out there. Generally Highway 17 eastward. There's not much, and if you do catch a little, it'll be in and out in a hurry. Upper 50s out the door. Here's where we're headed. Upper 60s this afternoon. I don't think we'll see 70 with those clouds out there. 8-day forecast. Again, breezy today, tomorrow. Clouds today, gone tomorrow. And with that sunshine, we'll push mid-70s. Got a dry cold front coming through tomorrow evening. A surge of cooler air behind the front. That means, despite all that sunshine Thursday and Friday, highs won't get out of the 60s. More notably, overnight lows well into the 40s, 43, 47 Thursday night, Friday night. That 43 at sunrise Friday. Maybe an isolated 39 well inland when the sun comes up. The winds go quiet enough, and they probably will go pretty calm, so we'll be watching that. No frost. And then into the weekend, warmer air comes back as winds turn back to the south. That means we'll try to get you to 80 on Sunday. Ahead of a front Sunday night, a few showers out of that. And then we get into next week. One more 70-degree day Monday, and then I think another big cool down Tuesday, Gigi, with mid-60s there. The models show much chillier or cooler the middle of next week, but it's so early or so far out, I can't jump on that yet, but I'm kind of watching those numbers next week as well.
All right, just have those jackets ready to go, especially if you're pretty sensitive to the cold air. I know I am. I know the station gets really cold when it's cold outside, so I usually grab a blanket or two.
It's funny because all the reporters in the newsroom are all blanketed up.
Yeah.
It's a funny sight, but I'm more hot nature, so I'm always trying to cool myself off. But the next several days, like you're going to pull out some of the heavier jackets, I would say, both Friday morning and Saturday morning with mid-40s out the door. Legitimately chilly air coming our way.
All right, well, thank you, Jim, for the update, and thank you all for joining us this morning. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. You can check back in on Facebook Live with Charlie at 9 a.m. for another news and weather update. Have a good one.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by Toyota of Goldsboro.